Mark Binker with the News and Record here to talk about handguns in restaurants, public parks. Let's get right to the base element of all the rhetoric we've heard and the tweets we have seen. Is this back to the old anti-gun rights versus pro-gun rights debate?
A little bit. I mean, basically this conversation, the two sides of this conversation are folks who believe that those with concealed carry permits, those who have gone through training and acted responsibly, should be able to have those weapons in more places and at more times, and those who think that the current restrictions serve a purpose and keep us safer that way. And you know, it's really hard to divine who may be right and who may be wrong. There's not a lot of data out there. There's some good anecdotes, but not a lot of hard numbers where you say, oh yeah, the percentages are better this way or that. So,
would the percentage and statistics change anyone's mind in this debate? I mean, from the
probably.
time this bill was filed?
Probably not. I mean, for the folks who want to expand gun rights, it's sort of an article of faith that more responsible citizens with more guns is a good thing. And for the people who are against the bill, or at least against certain portions of the bill, they will say, you know, there's a reason we have control laws, and those control laws help keep us safe. So you're not going to bring them together for one big kumbaya moment over this.
This bill has to clear the Senate, has to get Governor Perdue's signature, of course, as part of the process. But if it becomes law, how fundamental will this change the prevalence of guns at our local restaurant or in our parks?
It's not going to be huge. The difference on the restaurant side is right now you go into the K&W, they don't serve alcohol, so you could have somebody in there with a concealed carry weapon right now. But if you go into, say, the local Applebee's, which does have a bar, that person can't legally conceal carry into the Applebee's. So the change would be for restaurants, oh, you can go into your local place that serves alcohol, and as long as you don't order a drink, you're still allowed to carry. For parks, it's going to be a little bit, at least under the current version, a little bit hit and miss, depending. State parks, pretty much you'll be able to carry in. City and county governments can still say, listen, we have a playground here, we have a little league field, and we're not comfortable allowing you to carry into those type of parks, so we're still going to keep concealed carry holders from carrying into those parks, and what they'll have to do is lock the firearms in their cars rather than bring them in.
Yeah, we're not going to handicap the chances of this bill over in the Senate side, or at least not too much, but what would be the sentiment of the GOP majority in the Senate as they receive this bill?
In general, the Republican majorities in the House and Senate are sympathetic to expansion of gun rights, to the expansion of personal rights of responsible citizens. So I think it's not too much of a stretch to say this bill is going to pass in some way, shape, or form. The details may change around the edges, but sort of the fundamental that we're going to allow citizens with concealed carry permits to conceal carry in more places, that sentiment's going to carry through to the end.
All right, Mark Binker with the Greensboro News and Record. You can find him online, better yet, buy a newspaper. Thanks for being on the show, Mark.
Thank you.